Today I'm going to be comparing the two majors, computer science and mechanical engineering. I'm going to be explaining the reasons why I decided to switch from mechanical engineering to computer science during my second year of college. I'm going to start off by talking about how my experience was with mechanical engineering. During my freshman year, I wasn't really sure what major I wanted, and I basically just picked mechanical engineering because I was told by everyone else that since I was good at math and science, that I should do mechanical engineering. Most of the classes that I had during freshman year were all intro to engineering classes. And in those intro classes, they make engineering feel a little bit different than it actually turns out to be. In the engineering classes, we'd have contests where we'd split up into groups and be assigned to perform a specific task and build something. When we were doing stuff like that in the beginning, that's when I was really interested in mechanical engineering, and I actually did really well and won 2 of the competitions that we had. It wasn't until I got into the more advanced classes that I realized that most of the engineering field isn't really like that. So I went online and did some research a lot about what mechanical engineers actually do in the workforce. And most of their jobs aren't actually similar to those contests that we were doing, where they make you feel like that's what an engineer does. They build innovative ideas all the time. We're just creating new products and new inventions. But in reality, you're more just like a cog in a machine. You're just out there creating parts over and over again or doing the same measurements, and you don't really have that much freedom to innovate on your own. And all of this isn't really the kind of job that I wanted to have. I wanted to be the one who could design my own things and then create them afterwards. And I'm not saying that isn't completely possible with mechanical engineering. I'm just saying that the average mechanical engineer doesn't do things like that. So if you are interested in mechanical engineering, I'd say go for it and try it out. But for me, it just wasn't what I wanted. I decided to do some research again and look up which majors would be more like the one that I wanted. One where I could innovate and create things all the time and actually have my ideas from my head be created in the real world. Then one day I stumbled upon computer science, and it was actually one of the main majors at my school, but I just didn't really give it much thought beforehand. But I realized that if I learned programming and things like that, it's really easy to create your own ideas and make them just with a computer, because you don't need any real resources or materials. You could just go ahead and get started. And I really liked that idea, the concept of being able to have my own skill set to create my own things, while in mechanical engineering I felt like I was making things for someone else. I also saw computer science as just a good skill to learn no matter what. As if I learned mechanical engineering, I felt if I didn't pursue a career in mechanical engineering, that most of the skills that I would learn would go unused. But I felt that programming would be a good skill to learn for whatever I decide to do after college. And I also like the added benefit with computer science where there's a possibility to work from anywhere, because all you need is a computer and an internet connection, and you could go travel the world and still work. And I just like that being a possibility if I ever wanted to go down that route. Computer science is also a very big field, and it's growing every day. We're getting more and more computers integrated into random things like coffee pots, and things that you wouldn't even think need computers are getting computers. And behind every single one of those devices is somebody that had to program that to make it work. So right now there's more of a demand for computer science than there are people to fill them. So getting a job should be relatively easy if you try hard and have a decent looking resume. The salaries for computer science and mechanical engineering are pretty similar, so that didn't really factor into my decision too much. Because I looked it up, and right out of college you could expect $60,000 to $70,000 a year, and then after a few years you could get from 80 to 100 or more, and that's pretty similar for both the majors. So if that's your main factor, it really doesn't matter depending on which major you choose. A lot of people think that computer science is a bad major to get into because there's so much outsourcing to other countries. Something that a lot of people don't know is that mechanical engineering jobs are actually outsourced just as much as computer science jobs. And in both cases, you still need computer science majors and mechanical engineering majors in the country that they're doing the work in, just to make it easier and to have no language barrier or anything like that. With all that said, you really should only do something because you actually want to do it and you could see yourself doing it in the future. And for me, that was computer science. Computer science is more of a digital thing too, but if you are interested in making physical objects and stuff like that, then maybe mechanical engineering is the route for you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.